the link. I'll get this shared out on here. Oh, we're only 3 minutes late. That's not too bad.
No.
I think those guys are still fighting Discord too, so that works out.
All right.
Yep, they're still killing each other. Beautiful. Okay, let me share it on your server so people know.
My hair is driving me crazy.
I don't have this problem.
You don't.
Alright, and then I will get this out on the Facebook and potentially the Reddit. I'm old enough to still use Facebook, isn't that great? And there's Estella, and Estella figured out who you are. I mean, I made it pretty easy. Put your name in the title.
Yeah.
Cool, and then I will throw this on Reddit real quick. Everybody's starting to pop in. There's Peter. There's good old Jacob.
Hi, Jacob.
Okay, cool. I got that out to everywhere. There's Axel. I have no clue what is going on. Yeah, most people wouldn't because I used to do this with a couple other people. One was, well, an alleged racist. Another was, well, somebody wanted to burn the community down. Another was an alcoholic. So we've had all sorts of people on here. I mean, I can't believe we're at 23. I don't follow up on these things very often. So yeah, we've got Jen who very well inspired me to do this with her because she set up an Excel spreadsheet, and as most of you under 30 have no idea what Excel is, I'll have to show you in a few.
I'm old.
And she has a real job, so it looks pretty good. But yeah, I was like, she's been playing RTA more than me this month because I just don't care anymore. I'm pretty much I'm all drained out of RTA. I will say I haven't fought anybody twice in 10 minutes in a row or even 5 times in 5 minutes in a row, so I'm disappointed. I love doing that to people, and I can't do that anymore. But has it helped you, Jen? Has that actually done anything for you? And Jen has frozen. We've got the look of indignation. Let's see if she comes back. Now, did she freeze or was it Discord that froze? Hold on a second. Might have been Discord that froze. Oh, Discord froze. Cool. Hold on a second. Let me fix that. The one time Discord freezes. Why? Alright, let me get Discord back up. Nothing ever goes smoothly. Alright, let's bring this back up. Blah, blah, blah. Let's try this again. Okay. No, it's still stuck on... Why? Why is it stuck on that? What the hell? Okay, hold on. Let me do a hard close here. Jesus Christ. Okay, kill this completely. And let's try this again. For fuck's sakes. Okay, let's give this another go. How many more copies? Alright, let's reopen this up again. Try to run Excel on this computer and it decides to die on me. Okay, open this back up and let's see what happened here. Super weird. I was like, shit. Jen had a seizure, guys. Fucking A. Okay, here we go. Let's load him back up. Awesome. Let's try this again. Okay. Okay, we're back. That was super weird. Let me get you back on screen.
Okay.
I thought you died. I was like, oh shit.
No, I feel like it sometimes, but no, I'm still here.
Okay. Why? Oh. Fix this. Wow. Okay, we're fixing some stuff here, people. This went all sorts of haywiry. You know, let me just redo this. But yeah, how did you feel about the RTA matchmaking? Has it actually improved for you, or?
Aside from that, all they did was stop people from being matched up against the same person back to back, I think. Um, I see less duplicates as far as, frequency goes. I am running into the same people here and again, but it's not like it was for a while there where you could match up with the exact same person back to back, which was terrible. But it doesn't necessarily mean anything improved because, oh, instead of this, you know, instead of getting matched up with number three, oh, you're matched up with number five. So, you know, the way that it's set up, I mean, based after I started tracking it and started looking at it, you could see the pattern, and I began to be able to predict. Okay, I'm due for a legend. Max awakened everything, legend, boom, there it was, and I could predict when it would happen. So after really paying close attention to it and recording every match, every match.
So with the upgraded matchmaking, did it take you longer or shorter time to hit legend?
Um, it took me longer, but I think it was because it was Heroes Week and I couldn't reach it with my team regardless. Um, During Heroes Week, it was rough. And I tried playing with my team. I tried my A team, the one I really wanted to use. That I've got a fully Max Wake and blossomed, Sorrow Man Slayer, and so I want to use him, right? So I put him out there with various, you know, cohorts, trying different things to see what would work, and nothing was nothing was flying. It would let me get so far. I got as high as Master One before I got mad. and it knocked me back down to Master 3. And then I started getting back down into Master 4 territory midweek, I think by Tuesday. And I was pretty pissed. I'm not going to lie. I was pretty pissed that it was doing it to me because it was the matchups. It was like, no, I'm not going to be able to beat Max Awakened solo, Max Awakened Erdrick, Max Awakened solo all together. 255 weight was just not
No,
happening
no,
with what I had.
they get to like 900 agility by turn 2 or 3, and nobody has units that can get to that if it's not
No,
a hero. I mean, I don't specialize in heroes, so I was just bringing solo and my little mismatched team, and I was winning a good portion of them. But if I didn't have solo, I would have been fucked.
yeah, there was no way. There was no way. And it let me get to a certain point and it kicked me back down. And I got I'm like, you know what? Screw this. And I bottomed out on purpose. I deranked all the way down to the bottom of Master 5 on purpose. I was debating not playing the rest of the week or just running a feeder team. And then I decided, you know what? No, I'm just going to play this out and I'm going to play with different teams and see what happens with the matchmaking based on what team I'm running. And what I noticed was more than anything is down at Master 5 when I was running my team of fungus. I had 3 mushrooms up for fun, losing every match. I didn't see very many legends. It was like it would throw me a legend every few matches. Like it would let me have, it was trying to feed me wins, is what it was trying to do. If you look at the top of the spreadsheet, you can see where I started out against a Master 4 and I lost. Then it gave me a legend. And then it said, okay, you couldn't beat a Master 4. Let's try Ori 2. So, and I didn't beat that. So it gave me another legend. And then it tried, okay, we really want you to win something. So here's Ori 2. No. 3, 5, 4, 2, 5 again. And it's like, okay, you're clearly not winning anything. Do you even belong at Master 5? Here's another legend. And then it fed me a couple on the same level as me and another legend. But it would keep trying to feed me wins and it would kind of bounce around with the difficulty level. You could see it kind of ramping down and up
Mm-hmm.
and then back to it would throw a legend in there. And because they got to play somebody, they can't not give me any of them. So after 5, that was my experience. And I also saw a lot less solos down there. And I guess that is because I was playing less legends. So there were less solo teams and more, everybody else.
Right, because I mean, legends. You're going to go up against people who spend a lot of money. You're going to go up against people who are
Yeah.
prepared and they know what to shoot for, and they've got these units ready to go. As opposed to people who kind of the further down the line you get, you start to see teams you would never see in a legend or master matchup. Those are just potentially even newer players or returning players.
Right. Exactly. So, but then there's the few in there, some feeders that are floating around. Particularly, there's one who likes to sit in Ori, and they will play a feeder team and derank a little, and then throw their real team in. And I've got him highlighted. Um, if you look on the right, you'll see an occasional blue team pop up, and that's a feeder. And then you'll see one where I've highlighted him in purple. About row 138 is one good example. I don't know where you're at. What date are you on? I'm looking at.
Let's see, 138. I'm scrolling up. There's
Yeah,
138.
yeah. See the purple ones? That is where your team has thrown his real team out there with his Max Awakened Nelgel. So, and Max Awakened Summer Seraphy. So, who that player is at. And the game thinks it's feeding me, hopefully, a win. Well, that's not an Ori level team. That's a legend level team. But they don't want to. They want to feed people and they're farming wins within
Right,
Ori
because
and
this
it's
guy's in
screwing up the
Seth.
meta.
This guy's in one of the top
Yeah.
end guilds, high end spenders here.
Yes.
It's kind of pathetic if he has to do that, to be honest.
Well, he's farming wins for himself and he probably thinks he's helping people out by feeding in the meantime. But what that's doing is it's actually screwing up matchmaking system because the game is trying to match you with someone who they think you should be able to beat. And you can't beat that one. So it's going to make it harder on you. And if you look after that, I get fed a lot of legends because I also lost the next match. Who had a max, 4 awakened Erdrick and a 2 awakened solo. And, I lost. It happens. So 2 losses in a row down at that point, it decided, okay, I was coming out of Master 2 and it continued to push me down into Master 4.
Yeah, you got dropped in the Master 4
Yeah,
within the hour.
right. Within a half an hour. Yeah, exactly. From that loss, it was about an hour.
Hmm.
It took me about an hour. It knocked me down. 45 minutes later, I was down at Master 4 because it fed me the Max Awakened teams. It gave me a chance. It says, okay, well, here's a Master 1. Can you beat this Master 1 team? And I did because it was a feeder. And if they'd have been running a regular team, I probably wouldn't have been able to beat that either because being Heroes Week, I was struggling anyway. But the fact that it's feeding me teams now, the Master 2 team it fed me, if I had not forfeited to Ortega, I might have not dropped down to Master 4. But I forfeited that match to Ortega. So, you know, that was on me. But you can see where if it drops you down, then it tries to feed you some more wins and tries to build you back up. So it really does reward win streaks and throws the legends in there to kind of keep it damped down, to keep your progress damped. But then if you don't win the matches it wants you to win, it punishes you and pushes you down farther. And that's kind of what I've come to the conclusion looking at this. Was also kind of weird at Master 3 when I was running my B team. My B team does not have Sorrow Manslayer in it. And at one point it gave me a bunch of solos. But there was another point earlier, I think later on, where it didn't. Like I switched back and forth. I think when I was down around Master 4, it was giving me some more solos, but that was where it was really messing around with me. But there was one point where I didn't see that many solo teams. And I didn't have Sorrow Manslayer on my team. So I suspect there might be a little bit of matchmaking also based on your team makeup. And a lot of people say something's not working for me. And when I changed my team, the next team I faced, it totally it worked against me.
I've tried playing around with teams before, and I think the best thing I came up with was just to keep something consistent and ride it out. But I'm able to power through opponents, so or people auto, so it's easy. Like teams I should probably lose to, if they auto, I manipulate the system. I play them a different way, and
Right.
sure as shit, I can win. And then if they autoed me once, they're gonna auto me 5 times in a row. As long as I remember the pattern, they
Yes.
they lose every time.
That's something that got me above. That's what really kind of put me over the top towards the end. Once we switched to Zam Week, my team was much better off because I had Hargon and PMS, and the heroes weren't so blasted. So, but when I was getting up into Master 1, I did run into a legend a couple of times, and I think I played him 4 different times in the last few days, and it was a Max Waken team, but for whatever reason, I figured out a way to beat him and played it the exact same way every time. That's exactly what happened. I think that's what helped push me into Legend. Finally, was running into that team and knowing how to beat him. So
Right, because if they played normal, you'd have no chance in hell.
no,
They'd adapt and they
no,
would just stomp you into the ground.
it was a Max Awakened team. It was just the way they laid out and the way the AI reacted. I was able to deal with it.
Yeah, because I
So
start seeing you're getting a lot more wins towards the start of May. You're seeing a lot less losses here. You got win-win, lose. You got another 4.
Yeah, it was really rewarding the win streaks. More opportunities to win. Once you start winning, it doesn't punish you as bad for sure.
I
And
beat
that
you up.
was again, it was basically
You cut
yeah.
out. Oh, there
Are
you
you
are.
there?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can see I highlighted it was April 30th in the morning. I've got a mark, a red line across where the week ended and the new meta started right there. Yeah, so everything below that, but it's even leading into that. Like I was getting a lot of wins, but I was down at Master 5. So, I threw up my A team and it was working down there against the lower awakened stuff. But then right before the week was over, Sunday morning, I ran into that damn ZTH
Now,
guy.
Mega asked, do you plan on tracking data for the new season too?
Um, for that, the new cup coming up, I
Yeah.
definitely want to. Absolutely. Because, I mean, they've got real prizes in this now. And there's a lot of people frustrated about matchmaking. And you could feel the pattern to it. You could feel it. And I needed to see proof that there was one. So, I really feel like I see method behind the madness. I don't like it. I don't necessarily agree with the way they're
Do
doing
you
it.
think it's better than before though? That's the caveat. Is it better to have? Well, it was better for me because I would just get the same asshole auto click and I
Yeah,
would beat him up 6 times in a row and keep
right,
him from messing with other people. But now it's like, well, I can't do that anymore.
right. Which is probably better because
Yeah, I
then
guess.
yeah, it alleviates some of the abuse that was going on with that because that was happening.
Oh yeah, yeah. There were
You
people
know,
padding their ranks and doing other things. Vegan.
right.
Yeah. Good times.
So, I mean, do I like it better? I don't know. Do I feel like there are some people who are maybe they're just frustrated and they don't play that much, and that's why they have these higher awakened teams that are still sitting in Ori. They just don't care, and I'm just happen to be running into them. But if they're intentionally staying in a level below where they belong, it does hurt the people who are really trying to get higher because it screws up the whole program
And it's
basically.
weird because I mean, we're towards the end of the season at this point. What else could you be farming? I mean, there's not really a lot in this shop. I've cleaned the shop up pretty well. I went crazy that
Right.
one month, but there's next month's shop is going to be a lot better. I'm kind of tempted to play a lot more. I'm like, ah, fuck.
How many scrolls do you need? And it doesn't give enough gold.
No, the gold isn't worthwhile. I got all the scrolls. I'll probably never use more than maybe half of them, and I've got like
Yeah.
800, 900 staffs that I'll save to re-roll later when die comes out.
Right.
But
So, I mean,
that weapon's gonna go on Vern anyway. Vern's gonna enjoy that weapon.
have fun with Vern. I'll be lucky to get anything. I got no spotlights from this entire event.
Did
So,
you save up 45k gems for
oh,
solo?
no, I did not. So, I figured I would keep pulling because it's what the banner's up until July 12th.
But
So,
that's how they
I
get
guess
you. Think about this
I'm
though. You become behind the 8 ball while everything else is coming out, and so you pull on these things, and you hit eventually. But by the time you hit, there were 3 other banners out, and you could have used maybe one of those units. So I don't like
yeah,
doing that. Like at this point, I got my soul to 4. I'll wait to get the shards to get them to 5. I'm not going to keep chasing because then Vern will come out, and then I'll have nothing to pull on him.
right. Yeah. And I mean, I'm not adding to my gem pool with paid gems either. I get what they give me and that's it. I'll do a paid pool on something choice. Like, yeah, I did the paid pool on solo, of course, but I haven't done one in a while. Of course, I didn't get him. I didn't get anything. Usually I get at least one spotlight. I didn't
Well,
get
at least
any
with
this
die, it's
time.
going to be better. I mean, it's going to be more. You're going to have to pay more paid gems, but at least you're guaranteed. I like that
Right.
system. I would rather pay more and get something than pay less and get nothing.
Right, which is what I did. They had the on the Monster Joker, they had the spend 6,000 on the regular, you get a guaranteed one of the guaranteed spotlights. So I'm like, well, I'm definitely going to do that, you know. And then I did the paid and it was a guaranteed spotlight. So I did that too. I ended up, what did I get? I got the gorilla, so I have Harambe, and then
Harambe.
I I have I did get Hawkheart, but neither of them have awakenings. They're both at 0.
I got
So
one of them. I did the one page just to get the one. I didn't really. I didn't have gems to spare because I was saving. I was saving for solo. I didn't really have
I
much.
was saving. I was saving this whole time for solo. Well, I was planning on it, and then when Omega came out and I pulled him on tickets, I thought, well, maybe I should pull on him since the game gave him to me because I don't normally do that. So I started pulling on him and I spent all the gems that I could get on him and I did get
Oof.
him to 3. I got him to 3 awakening. So that wasn't bad, but then I didn't really have much after that. I had I went halfway into the Halloween banner and I went 2 pulls into the pink one and I had nothing for the blue one because I'm like, well, I got to save for solo at this point. And now I'm 6 pulls in to solo with nothing. And I'm stopping here. I'm going to save and just see what happens. And if I feel like dropping more on him later, the banner is still going to be around. So
Right,
there's
because
no rush at this point.
he made a hell of a difference for the event. I mean, they know what they're doing in marketing. I mean, if you didn't have solo for the Mega Boss Battle event, you had to really go out of your way to strategize to get a good score.
A good score for me right now. I haven't tried the EX one yet, but um, the Ultra was a good score for me was almost 400,000.
Well, that's still 300,000 more than Bolivian.
I mean, I had to change my team completely back away from what I was using to get higher scores earlier because everybody was dying, but without solo, I mean, I got thank God some people in my guild got solo because they carried us toward the end. They really did.
Oh, and they'll carry in EX too, because EX is the only difference is there's the disruptive wave on turn two, removes
Hmm.
buffs. You want to use Mont to kind of block two units from losing their buffs, and you have to basically you have to really use Mont. If you didn't farm, if you were like a returning player and you missed a lot of these free units, you're fucked. Like
Right.
Mont's really good. Red Hood still works. Ood works. Ood's really good. I mean, I looked at my team. I'm doing to get
Oh,
like 7 to 900K on EX, and it's like I've got 3 units in there who are free. I mean, I've got Red Hood, Ood, and Mont. They're all free, and then I've got Solo and Terry, which they're obviously paid. And because I overpulled on solo, most of the guides are like for a one awaken solo. So I had to like adjust the strategy. It was one of those times where it's like I got penalized for having more awakens on Terry and solo. Like what the fuck is this?
yeah. No, I was glad to have a lot of those. And it was amazing how much of that team was free. Like you're using Mont, Healy,
Yeah, you
both the
could use
hoods.
Healy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you throw Terry was the only paid unit, or spotlight unit that I really used regularly. And then I pulled him out, and I'm back to using Jessica. The last time I ran it on Ultra, I was back to using Jessica to get that extra 100K, in there. So, but that's all I had because with no solo,
That you had to make do. Like even
yeah.
I tested it out. I because I set a goal for this guy. There's no surprise. I'm kicking Bolivian once this is over. But I was like, I set an unreasonable goal for him. So I was like, okay, let me go tech because he usually does like 130k damage. Let me look at his box. He has a public. I picked out 5 units. I think I did Nightclubber. He had Nightclubber, Mont, Healy, and both of the Oods. And just fly seat my pants in EX. I still did like 240K with no plan, no strategy, just going in one's blind. I'm like, you don't put any effort into this. Don't fucking lie. You put more effort into the fucking paragraph. Just send me in private than you do for the fucking game. You can tell I'm a little pissed off because
A little bit.
yeah, a little bit because it's like I'm in sales. I did sales before. I know what this is. I know what you're doing. Leave the salesmanship at the door and just give me effort. But everybody's kicking people. BDS got rid of 2 people. Yggdrasil's kicking out somebody. This event
Yeah.
made people very upset with what they've got.
Well, yeah, I saw there's some big guilds advertising for openings. So, yeah.
Well, you usually lose at least 1 or 2 members to somebody, Jen. I
I
know.
hope not. I really hope that, everybody stays put for a change. We did okay. You know, my sub guild, my sister guild, I
There
should
you
say
go. Your
now.
sister
They're
sub
not my
guild.
sub guild. They're my sister guild now. CG13, they're definitely going to get the orb. So that's good for them because there's a lot of players on there that are newer and don't have as diverse boxes as a lot of the, old day one people. And then chasers, we're into EX. We expect to beat EX a couple of times, I think. So, I think we did great
You got the icon.
considering.
You got all the major
Yeah,
prizes. Anything else is
that's
just
right.
extra swords
Everything else is
and
gravy.
10K.
Gravy. Yeah, just gravy. So,
Plus, you're
yeah,
gonna make
we're really
top
happy.
100. So what does it matter?
Oh, yeah.
Like yeah. But how many people do you think are gonna get locked out of the orb? Because that's what 15 kills.
It's, yeah, it's 15. And that last one for the org was not easy. I mean, Ultra was very, is a whole step up for sure, but it still wasn't. It was still really hairy getting to the orb. I felt like not having solo, of course,
Right. I
but
mean, but I'm like, I was just kind of glad that they did the practice stuff for people because could you imagine people going in there
oh my
blind on a
god,
difficulty up and
hell
having
no,
yeah. Do you know how many like just fumbles there would be?
been a shit show practice area for sure. Thank God they had that. That it really would have been bad. At least they gave us that.
So, and then also, did you have anybody? Because I had to basically babysit everybody, make sure they did all their matches every day, and we had to like take screenshots and check who did what. It's a pain in the ass.
Well, we don't micromanage our guild like that. We're a little more loosey goosey and casual. So, we're serious but casual. I did not keep track of who played and who didn't. Everybody did play some. I know that. And I definitely saw a lot of people played every day. And we had some people who really stepped up and were really kicking butt. And, you know, people have lives. I'm not going to babysit them. If they knew it, they did it. A couple of them missed the first day or two because they didn't know what was going on. And we kept getting their attention. And once they knew it was on and they went in and played, I'm like, that's good enough. If they keep doing it, they keep doing it. If not, I'm not gonna,
I wish I could have been like
you
that, but
know,
we were in the top 10 pretty early, and it was like, well, time to crack down. I want the extra
well,
gems in the title.
yeah,
We're gonna do this. Everybody's held accountable.
yeah. No, I'm happy with where we're at. We were ranked 40 last time I checked, so I'm pretty happy with that.
That's not bad. I mean, you get a decent amount of gems. Most
Yeah.
of these titles, I mean, I'm gonna see what the title looks like. I may stick with the one I suffered a month out of RTA to get the top 10 title, as opposed to that one. God damn
Yeah,
it.
you put a lot of work into that one. So, but you can always
Oof.
switch back and forth.
Yeah, true, but you can only wear one at a time. God damn this game. Which is why I don't get people who like farm accolade titles and stuff. It's like you could only wear one. Don't spend a
Right.
thousand hours trying to get like 7 different accolades.
Yeah,
Although,
I get what I get. If that's who I have on my team because that's who's working, then I happen to get something for him. Great. We're on. It's gonna be hard.
I'm just glad they didn't do what some games would do, is where they would attach stats to the accolades. The more you have, the more stats you get. Thank God they didn't do
Oh,
that. That would have been a
yeah, no,
fucking nightmare.
I wouldn't like that. That
No,
would
that
suck.
would everybody would be auto clicking at that point. There'd be
Yeah.
no reason to play legitimately. Time to grind out some accolade titles for an extra 1% stat. Like no.
No, that would have been bad.
But overall, I mean, we'll see what happens with the RTA next month with the prizes being real. People are gonna be eating each other alive to try and get these things.
Yeah, I just, I don't understand why these guys keep just auto clicking through endless playing, heading themselves out there this whole time for what? They've already gotten first place how many times? Like,
I mean, I
why
called
do they
install out
need to
on
keep
it.
doing this?
I was like, install. You don't need to. You literally can stop. You've already got top 10 secured last month. And he actually listened to me and he stopped. But otherwise, he would have kept going for like another week. It's like,
Yeah,
you've won. Like, hell, you saw when I had a statistical advantage. I think I did like through 2 or 3 sessions for the week. It's like, why would I bother? I've already
right.
won. I'm
That's
not
why I
gonna.
went
I'm not
out
gonna
to
go
try to
anymore.
play, and I'm like, you know what? I need sleep.
Well, yeah, I was
And
grumpy
it
by the end
was,
of that.
the last few matches I played, few, and they were kind of fun. They didn't pin me against so many. And it was weird because it, it was in that afternoon time slot when it seems like there's a lot more of the legend level whales playing. And the last time I did was yesterday afternoon, and I only got 2 out of 10 matches or 2 out of 9. I think 9 matches. But then the morning slot, I tried playing 3 times, and they were all like, and I'm like,
Jesus.
I've had things to do, and Wednesday's not my day to play anyway. I don't have time to play on Wednesday morning. Too busy at work.
Well, I
So
couldn't get away with doing what I did last month. This month, I'm just too busy now, so I wouldn't have been able to give it my full attention, and I would have taken a lot more losses, and it would
yeah,
have been it would have been a mess because there is diversity now. Kage, will you go for top 10 next cup season? Fuck you. No, no, we're not doing that again. That is not worth it. I will farm what I need to out of that event. I think there's going to be all sorts of shards and stuff in that shop. I need hero shards to level up solo, so I will do that. But no, I will never do top 10 again. It is just not worth it unless they took auto clicking away. If nobody could auto click and everybody had to play the same as me, I'll jump into that fucking ring again. I will do it.
that would be fun.
I
Yeah,
would
that
do
would be
it.
good.
But no, I'm
Um,
not going to kill myself over that.
the one thing that really stuck out to me is the kicker for this. I mean, once the week changed and we went down to the 240 weight limit and Zam came back into fashion, um, that's when I shot up. I just shot up. I was at Legend before I knew what happened. I mean, it was so fast. It was a few sessions and I was done. But that Heroes Week, I mean, I should have just sat out. I really should have just sat out that week altogether.
Well, yeah, literally by
And
May 2nd, you were legend. You already hit it
yeah,
there, and you were done. And that's the one thing I tell people when they chase rank is you always have to be very mindful of whatever the last week is, because if you can't up your rank on that last week and everybody starts pushing, all that work you did in the other 3 weeks means nothing. You're done unless you've padded yourself. Like I knew when I was going for top 10, I didn't like the final week. I saw the map layout and everything. I'm like, I'm just gonna insulate myself and I'm gonna just avoid it mostly. And it worked because
yeah.
I was starting to take more losses. I was starting to take more hits there. I did not want to deal with that.
Well, and that was the thing. Like Heroes Week, I don't have heroes. I have I
I've
have bad
got,
guys.
yeah, I've got two. I've got more, but I mean, I wouldn't bring Erdrick into combat. He was awake in 3, and Solo I brought in because
Yeah,
he was new, and I was able to pad his stats because I have really good agility gear. So I mean, I was getting him up to like 8 something with Jamirus on turn 2 with the agility shift. So he was already
nice.
outspeeding everybody to the point where people on Reddit were I think that guy was calling me a cheater because of my agility, and I had to
Oh,
go and
wow.
put those screenshots out. I'm like,
Wow.
you do know that there's bonuses here for these this week. This is why he's hitting like 800 attack and 900 agility early on.
That's insane.
It's
Yeah.
stupid. It's stupid stats, but it's like if you have, it's like Umaru. Umaru, whenever they do a Beast week, he does really well. He's CP1 in Beast. He's got everything
Hmm.
maxed and then some, and he could just go in and beat up some people. It was a guy on Reddit Ghost. I don't think he said it to me specifically, which is why I was poking and prodding him to ask him who he was going to go after, but he could never throw a name my way, so I was like, I think I fought this guy a couple of times.
Yeah. I just paying more attention, and that's something that I didn't do was pay attention to what was strong, what what's being favored this week. And I definitely am going to look a lot closer at that, see how things go, at the beginning of the week before I decide whether or not this is my week to really invest in it or not. Because otherwise, you're just wasting your time. You're just feeding whales at that point. I was freaking whale food
Yeah,
for
yeah, they just
days and
autoed
days.
set it and forget it. They're off doing something else, and you're fighting them, and you have no chance to win with the setup you have, unless you
Right.
can counter them. You won't win. If you can't beat them with power, you have to beat them with finesse, and if you don't have that, you're done either way.
Yeah. And if it's a struggle for me to get up from one rank to the next, the odds of me being able to stay up there aren't good. If I'm able to get up there without a lot of difficulty, to, say I'm in Master 3 and I get up to Master 2 and it wasn't too terrible, then I can maybe keep playing a little bit longer and stay in Master 2. If I get to Master 2 and it was hard, I should just stop right there and come back another time, because the game, another thing I noticed is towards the end of a session, depending on how I was doing, it will knock you down. Like I when I got up to Master 4 right before the cutoff for the week, it fed me to people I couldn't beat for, any reason hardly. I did win the last match, but like it tries to knock you down depending on where you're at in the session. If you quit in the middle of the session, that might actually be a good thing. Um, it'll just try it does feed you those legends just to kind of damp your progress. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, they're putting roadblocks in your way to try and get you to spend more money. That's
Yeah,
that's that's the
it's like it
goal.
goes up and down, and it's like up a little, down a little, up a little more, down a little more, up, and it's doing it to keep you playing as long as possible.
Now with the old system, we have no idea. Well, actually, this could be the original system. We just had no idea because of how the matchmaking was. This could be what was intended, but because you could fight the same guy 5 times in a row, we have no idea.
Right.
But this could
Yeah,
be the real
no.
system. I think actually think this makes more sense that this is the system here because they don't want you to consistently lose everything, and the only way you're going to win is if you've got either you know how to play the game really well, you've invested a lot of time, effort, and resources, or you've thrown down a lot of money.
Yeah, or if you can put the right team together for the week, I think you can make a lot of progress. But it's, you know, if you can't, you're just beating your head against the wall for nothing.
Yeah, because then you're an easy win for somebody else, and then they'll see you again in 15 minutes.
It could be, or an hour later. And if it's not him, it's another guy, If you're not running into JM or Orange or Rue, it's Max's DQ. So
I kicked his ass the other day. I still beat him. It takes some effort, but I still win.
I had a few wins that surprised me, that I got lucky though. So sometimes you're like playing and the RNG doesn't go your way when it usually does. And it's like, what in the heck is going on? It's almost like, no, you're not supposed to win this. And then you surprise the system with you're actually beating this guy. It's like, no, you're not.
No, and then they turn around. I've done that to people where they'll have me down to like 1 or 2 units, and then I'll just like just the this morning I had like a whale. He had me down to just solo, and he had 3 units up, and I just cooped him and took all three out. And if he was legitimately playing, I think he would have been upset, but I think he was autoing, so it didn't matter.
It's a thing too. It's like if I beat this guy, he's never even going to notice anyway.
No,
If I rage quit on him, he's not going to notice anyway. He's not even at his phone.
no, he's not going to notice one way or another. What kind of loser would throw down a lot of money on this game? Peter would. But that's for recognition. It helped. It helped ease the pain. Poor Peter. And I used to be
Oh
that loser.
boy.
This game got me because I used to be rank one. I was like, oh wow, I'm rank one in this game. This is great. I
I
get nothing
remember.
for it. But here we go. Shit, got me pretty good. Although
Yeah, that's
I won out in the end.
one thing I could say is I haven't done, bad things with money in the game. I spend a little bit. So,
Well, you're better off that way. You'll be happier.
yeah. If I did have a spending problem, I should have quit this game a long time ago because it does take up too much of my time. That's the one thing it does take is time.
How does it take up a lot of time for you? I mean, maybe I'm playing this game wrong. I just usually set it for auto for battlegrounds, where I come and use some skip tickets, use up my stam,
Well,
and
it's
I just
playing the
go away.
RTA is taking up
Oh,
too much
that
time. It
fair. That
wasn't,
does that
yeah,
does
it
take a lot.
wasn't taking up too much time until that came along. But with my time zone, this is fucking shitty. I hate it.
So wait,
I hate
what's
it.
when does RTA hit for you? I think the morning is what 8 to
8
11.
It's 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., I'm either in the car driving my kids to school and myself to work, or I'm at my office trying to work. The next window is 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., which I am also at work or getting ready to leave work, driving home. It used to go till 6 o'clock. And at 6 o'clock, I could drive home and play when I got home, or I could stay at work an extra hour and then leave work and avoid traffic. And then the last hour is 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. And I'm sorry, I'm old. I'm a zombie. I'm not. I try to stay up, and I am not worth a shit the next day if I don't get sleep. So all I'm doing if I stay up, which I have done, is hurt myself physically. I can't. I shouldn't be playing at all.
Not
Technically,
at
I
that
should not
hour,
be able to play
Jesus.
it. I should only be able to play this on the weekends, technically. And of course, Sunday afternoon we don't even have, a session.
Which is nice. I cherish that.
It is kind of nice because then I'm not thinking about it. I can sit there and do what I want, hang out with my husband. We can go do something, whatever, shopping, things like that we got to get done.
See, I
So
got the
it's
other end of the stick. I
nice.
got the first session is bullshit for me because it's 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. So I mean, I wake
Yeah,
up at like 6:50. I start working at my desk at 7. I'm if I wake up before then, I'm already a zombie because I was staying up for 8 to 11 to do the late night RTA. So,
right.
I go to bed at 11:30. I don't want to wake up at 5. No.
No,
That's 5.5 hours of
no,
sleep. I'll go fucking
hell
crazy.
no. Right.
The
That's what
midday's
I was
fine. The
thinking. Like
midday isn't too bad because I think that's like noon to
lunch
3 for
hour.
me, so I have a lunch hour to
Yeah,
play.
right. That's lucky. I don't have that. I mean, 2 o'clock. I can actually, that time of day isn't that bad. Late in the afternoon, things are slower for me than they are during the middle of the day. Normally, I'm just eating at my desk while I'm working, so there's no quote lunch hour for me. So, you know, later in the day when things are slower, I can squeeze in some matches without hurting myself. Things at work have been a little screwy lately. I've been taking some days off too for some personal stuff that so I had more time to play and keep track of this. But sitting here at 11 o'clock at night running these matches, I mean, I could only go a little past midnight before I'm like, okay, I have to stop. Have to stop.
And you're not even playing for like the big prizes. You're just playing for legends.
No,
You're playing for like the
right.
base prize.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It as hard as it is to get there, again, it I had timed myself to where it was this week where I was going for it, or if I had gotten in the week before Heroes Week, I'd have been fine. I had gotten up pretty high and was doing pretty well that second week, but that last week we had, oh hell no, that was a week I should have not played at all.
I was surprised I did
So
well that week because I don't have heroes. I mean, I didn't play a ton of matches, but I mostly was able to just pull a win out of my ass with solo because of the stats. It was stupid.
what it was designed for was
Yeah, it was designed for solo. I was like, okay,
you have enough. You have enough.
yeah.
Now, for me, I figured out a way for me to handle him. I think I'm good. But when you got him and Sorrow and Erdrick, yeah, no.
No, it's too much of a
All three of
blitz.
them,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh God, no. Yeah, I was done. I was done too often. So I'm glad it's over. But that again, I'm gonna really be more careful about choosing when I play and limiting my play because I see what's happening now, you know, with the way the matchups are presented. So I'm just, I'm not going to play that game. There's no point sitting there being whale food.
Well, no, because then you just get sucked in, and it's a win-loss ratio all over the place, and you get nowhere.
Right, exactly. As long as I can get enough wins to get the rewards that I want, I and I mean I have everything out of that shop that I want. I haven't even looked at the shop in 2 weeks. Before Legends Week even started, I had plenty of stuff out of there already from the previous two cups. I mean, there wasn't anything in
Right,
there.
because at this point, it's like, why are people even auto-clicking for rewards? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I have 61,000 medals and I've already bought all the 1,000 and I bought a ton of scrolls. All the 1,000s are gone and I bought some of the 3,000s like the meditation mid heal and um one other one. Of course, I got the A scrolls, and I got all the main gold. The only thing left are the 3,000 scrolls. And I don't need more Hellfire Slashes. I have seven of the damn things. What do I need those for?
Right, no, if you already have
You
all
know?
those scrolls, the extra ones and the marked up ones, there's no real point. I'm looking now to see what
Yeah,
I've.
I have a ton. I have a ton of these freaking. I can get all the alchemy stones, and I can get. I can get everything. I can buy the whole shop out basically, and I don't need that much stuff. A couple hundred divine staffs to roll later. I don't need all this. It was just to get, I got the legend once, so I felt like, well, damn, I need to do it again, and I did it again, and now it's like, well, I've done it twice, so now I have to do it again.
the the game got you.
Yeah, it's like I didn't need to do that.
Let's see.
I
So
mean,
I
honestly, it's
have. Oh,
fun. I enjoy a good match when the matchups were a good fight and a real challenge. I don't get mad at those matches when I lose. I don't get mad. It's when I get paired up against, oh, great, it's freaking JM again. Just might as well put it on auto and set the phone down.
see, it's more fun for me because I actually have a chance to win sometimes, depending on who I'm fighting, and when it's a really power
I
match.
I always try. I do always try, but like get them. I'll tell you what, if I'm playing against one of the Max Awaken Legend teams and I can get to turn 3, I find that to be a success. I'll still lose, but I made it to turn 3. To me, that's a victory.
You've already taken up 45 seconds of their time.
Exactly. Now, I did win against the ZTH Macheo, who's running Snapped. I beat that one.
Oh, I see it here. Yeah, Snap, Solo,
Yeah,
PMS, Cactor, and Stump.
yeah, I won that. I was really happy.
Why did you
So, I
use
mean, I
Cactor?
do try. I don't know.
I mean, Cactor's not bad, but for that week, that makes no sense.
I
Those
don't
guys are
know.
weird.
I don't know. But I just know I won and I was happy. I mean, he was autoing, but still, you
Well, yeah,
know,
for you to win against a guy who's spent
yeah,
Saudi oil money in this game.
yeah, exactly. And
I
I've
mean,
spent
you've put
Bud Light
maybe
money.
seven. I'd surmise maybe in the total time you're playing, maybe you've put like 700 into this.
I don't think I've played that much into
I
this.
would check just when you get a chance if you ever want to check because you never
No,
know. You never know how
I don't
much.
want to check.
You don't.
It might be that. It might be that if it's anything, it's probably not much less than that. If it's less, it might be a little over that, but that's probably a good ballpark. I haven't really. I've done a few paid pulls here and there. You know, I've done a. Was it when they had the special deals where you buy the package and you get the ticket and things like that? I'll do one of those here and there. So
I still
yeah, I probably
want to
have
do those
for two.
potentially.
It's been over 2 years.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, shit. I
No.
put like $80 in a paycheck on this game, so you could already imagine how much I've gone through.
Well, yeah, not to mention what you started out putting in the first
Yeah,
place.
so we're up there.
I didn't spend anything until I was 6 months in. And then I did
Oh,
my
lucky.
first paid pull and I got S Dark and I was like, oh, that was nice. So I did another paid pull and I got Hargon. I'm like, oh, that was nice. Then I did a paid pull on Malroth and I didn't get him and I didn't get another paid pull. I don't think I've had one work out for me since.
I'm just glad the solo paid pull worked out for me because that was rough. Those were some bad pulls. I was like, man, this is what it feels like to be a
That was
normal fucking
painful.
person.
Dude, I watched it. That was painful. I was sitting there. I was just like,
I was just bring another cat in, hun. We're not doing well here.
I was glad to see that you got stuff at the end, but made you wait. It made you wait all the way to the end.
And the alternative, I was like, my wife was like, so how much would you need to max awaken this? And I'm like, hun, we'd have to go through that whole 90K banner we just did again. That's several $100s. Yeah, she's like,
Yeah,
no. Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
We
no.
don't know. It's not
She
worth
was
it.
thinking about it, but yeah, no.
Cause
That's why when I got
there's no safety net. You know, there's no
Erdrick
safety net.
on tickets, I got Erdrick on tickets. I'm like, well, I don't have to spend any gems on him. I didn't spend gem one on that banner. None.
I'm trying to remember if I don't remember. I got him pretty early. I don't know if I got him through spending, but then I cleaned up on that. I didn't want to spend on that hero banner, but I'm kind of glad I did because I made out well on that one. The
Yeah,
30K
no,
ones.
I used all my gems that I had planned on spending on Erdrick. I also had my meeting ticket. So my plan was gems for I was going to do one or the other. Meeting ticket on the other one, basically. Is but I ended up getting the Erdrick off the free tickets. So I'm like, good. I fragged him to Awakening 1 and that's where he sits. I couldn't bring him last week because he's Awakening 1.
Right,
Just get his
you'd
butt
be
kicked.
crazy to bring a low awakened
Yeah.
unit into this fight.
So I had him, and then I used all my gems. I think I pulled 42 S ranks on all between the 48s and the special banner and all that. There was like some major weird luck earn for me, and then when I got to Zenlon, it was over. Well, Sage even it was over by then. I I didn't get any of those. I ended up spending a little bit of gems trying to pull Zen, and then just stopped before I think I did three, and I'm like,
See,
oh,
that's
I
what
better
gets a lot of
stop.
people. That's
Yeah,
the
and I
you kind
used
of
my
go
meeting
in
ticket.
and then you stop.
Yeah, I stopped, and then I just used my meeting ticket on him, and I wish I had those 9,000 gems back, but they were gone. But then I pulled Beach Jessica off of tickets too, and honestly, I mean, I was surprised as shit when I got her. And then I fragged her, and she's awesome. She's on my team. She's one of the things that got me to legend
Oh yeah,
this
she's a
week.
pain in the ass because she can charm if you hit her, and she's got that shield, and
Yeah,
just absolute pain in the ass. I do not
she's
like turtling
even at
against her.
Awakening one. She between her and Hargon and Moogle and PMS, I'm good. So that's what I'm running. That plus Shell Slime.
Yeah, fuck that shell slime.
I love the Shell Slime.
Didn't fucking die. I was like, oh wait, He's got indomitable. God damn it.
Yep. It uses up somebody's turn to finish him off. So it's nice.
Oh, good
He's a good
times.
one. Yep. So anyway, I did a lot of work on this, and it was. I'm looking at it like I spent way too much time playing this game last week,
Well, you
basically.
did an Excel fucking spreadsheet on this game. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
I started out just typing real fast as it was flashing up, and as I was playing, I was typing everything out. But then I got busy when I was at the doctor's office, and I couldn't like do that. And I'm like, I want to play a few matches, so I just did screenshots of the, and that's when I started doing a screenshot of every match, and that's how I did the data
So then
after the
you went
fact.
back and you retroactively
I
filled it in afterwards.
I backfilled it off the screenshots later. So that's how I got. Once I hit that from last Friday forward is where I was able to get the all the details of all the awakenings for everything. So
Jesus
much more
Christ.
accurate data. Yeah, I know. I'm a nerd.
I will never. I barely use Excel in my real line of work. I would never use it for any of this stuff. No,
Oh,
no, no, no.
I have another spreadsheet for my game that has all kind of information about all my units and everything, and all the different where you can find what critter, to recruit, and it's fun.
Jesus, Jen. All right.
I know. I know. There's all the databases out there. I could use the databases, but I have my own spreadsheet that I just set up, but I use both.
You create more work for yourself, but
I do.
that's
But I
okay.
like using Excel. It's fun.
All right. So we're over the hour. We're pretty much good here. Is there anything else you want to cover? I know it's getting late for you. It's probably like
Yeah, it's
what
late.
11 right now.
Yes.
Don't you
Yep,
have
it's
RTA to get
bedtime.
to?
Not tonight.
Good.
I'm done with RTA. I probably play a little bit tomorrow.
Well, there you go.
Some feeding for people.
So this was great.
The legend feeders are the ones that really help. It's the ones that are still down in Masters and Ori that feed and then play. That screws everything up. Don't feed unless you get the Masters. I mean, legend. You should just stay away from that. If you're a legend and you want to feed, have at it.
That is awesome, though. I should have more people do that to fuck with the system. That sounds great.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, see, there
I'm
you
giving
go.
you ideas.
Yeah,
This
you
is
give
a
me
bad idea.
ideas to create
Bad
more
idea.
chaos. How can I break RTA? Okay, guys, here's the next video. Here's
Like
what
you
you gotta
broke
do.
GVG. Kage's going to break GVG, now he's going to break RTA next.
Well, they're fixing GVG. They're trying to do something in JP to normalize things, which is probably going to break it even more. So I'm excited.
Well, that's because they're always trying to finagle it at the same time. They're not really trying to make it better. They're trying to make it better to get
Profitable.
people to play more to spend more money.
Yeah, they're trying to make
That's
it more
it.
profitable. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's
So
the thing. So that's why Starfall and AW fight each other almost 7 out of 8 or 9 matches overall. Yeah. What's the odds of that realistically?
I don't know. I just know there's a lot of guilds that are close to our ability, and we just don't see them that often. So, which is stupid. We should be playing people who are close to our own level. We
Yeah,
just
I'm
don't.
surprised my sub guild has gotten masters so many times and only started getting harder matches now. And I think it had to do with them not having people who participated. They had 20, but they had some who didn't participate in GVG. So I'm
Right.
like, I wonder if that messed with the algorithm for them in their favor.
I think it might have been part of our problem because we haven't had full participation either. We've always had one or two that weren't, we were always running 18 or 19, and it screwed us up, I think, on that.
Well, I'm probably gonna have 20 again. I mean, I've got candidates. I have to figure out. This thing has been great for me because it's like, oh, how the fuck did Kage's guild get top 10 like for this event? Like, people listen to me and they pulled solo. They
Yeah.
pulled. I mean, day one, 14 of us had solo.
Wow. Oh
Yeah,
my God, that's a lot. Yeah, we don't even have close to that. I Not even close.
because everybody listened. Everybody's like, yeah, we got to get this. I mean, he he does like 300K just on coops. Like, the first one I get like 170, the second coop I get 120, and then he's doing his Giga Slash and removing. He does a lot of
Yeah.
damage. I mean, I used to
Well,
run Hood. Hood does good damage.
I'll tell you, that's the thing with in RTA with solo. If I have to take him out early. Like if he's not gone by the end of turn two, forget about it.
Oh no, then you're done because he can go ahead and coop. He's at that point. He's all amped up, and
Oh
you
yeah.
can't CC him. I mean,
Nope.
okay, I have to CC him what 4 times to get it to land.
Right.
That's better
And
than
I have shell
Erdrick.
slime. I have shell slime over there CCing him just for the hell of it. Just to
Yeah,
get those gone. If it hits, it has to hit first. Most of the time it doesn't even hit. Um, it's I only have sleep on shell slime, but most of the time, I mean, when I'm taking him out, it's because I'm taking him out, and
right. You
Moogle's a
can't
rock.
you can't
Moogle
take
is a
him out.
rock star.
Oh, with his
Moogle is
holy,
a
holy
little.
does a lot of damage.
He's a little rock star. It's got range, and he sits there and he heals you up at the same time if he's close enough to you. But I keep him off to the side most of the time, and he's just holy and shit. It's great. And then thank God Beach Jess has range. Oh my God.
Yeah, you can't turtle that unit, dude.
Her
Yeah.
range is the kicker, and I mean I don't get to her coup very often. Usually she's getting rid of crap way before that.
Well, yeah, because if you don't kill her, then you get ranged by her. Because I mean, what? She's got 3 move and there's 5 line for that coop, so that's eight range right there. Yeah,
Yep,
it's ridiculous.
yep, absolutely. So anyway, all right, it's past my bedtime, so yeah, I think I don't have anything else to say.
All right. Well, with that being said, guys, thank you for joining. Zeus, she's old enough to be your mother. Show some respect. Yes, finally get to use that line here.
Shut up. Oh
Well,
my
thank you guys
God.
again for watching. We'll do another one at some point in time. It's gonna be probably a couple weeks because I'm gonna be in Utah soon. I won't have my full setup with me for a little while. I'll still do online gaming with PlayStation. We'll do that. I'll bring that with me, but I'm probably gonna get install on next to have the whale perspective now that we've had Jens. So that'll be interesting to see what he has to say about it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the angle. Anyway, with that being said, guys, you have a good night. Take care. Peace.